Okay, so a friend of mine wanted me to post a video of how you make a snowflake like this out of a piece of paper. This snowflake, you'll notice, is about the width of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. That's what we're going to use. Let's move that out of the way. And you got your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. First of all, what you want to do is come up with a square. You don't absolutely have to cut the edges off in order to do this, but I find that I like to have a nice clean square when I start. So my method is to fold that corner like that and then basically just tear off this extra edge here so that I get basically a square shape out of it. Then I take that square, find the center of the folded side like that, and then with my eye I try to make something which is close to a third by folding this so that it's halfway in the middle of this angle. Then I kind of gently crease it and check to see if I've got it about in thirds, which I do. It's sort of close like this. So what I'm going to do is push this fold back just a little bit. No, that's good enough. That's about in thirds. And then what I do is I take the folded piece and I like to just trim the fat, so to speak, get it down by cutting that off so that it measures with the edges, then change the fold inside out like that and cut this edge off. So you've got something which is in thirds, but it's got this bump sticking out the middle. At that point I take that and fold it so that it's now in sixes. So you'll wind up with a six-sided snowflake. And then just because I'm like I am, I like to trim that extra edge right there. So I start with a nice clean hexagon to work with. Then what you want to do is notice that it's completely folded on one edge and it opens on the other side. I like to cut that edge off because what I'm going to wind up with if I do that is a snowflake that's roughly this shape with sort of pointed edges. And the pointier, the more you cut that edge off at an angle, the pointier these points of your snowflake are going to be. So if I want to make it a little bit more pointy, I'll go like that. And then you start just making notches and things in the snowflake. Just being careful not to ever cut all the way through from this side to that side or vice versa, because then you'll just cut a great big hole in the middle of your snowflake. So sometimes I make curvy things, sometimes I'll make a heart shape by cutting in like this. If you've ever made heart-shaped valentines out of paper, you know what I'm talking about. Then I maybe make the center hole by cutting that end off. A few more notches, and you can get pretty intricate with this, depending on how much time you've got and how sharp your scissors are. And you can get inside, like go inside of the things you've already cut, and cut a little bit more. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to just finish this off kind of quickly here. So you do that, and then what I sometimes do is I'll take a picture of it like that in case it comes out especially good and I want to recreate it in the future, because once you've opened it up, it kind of is amazing how it becomes a mystery as to how you actually got that shape. So here we go. You can start to see it taking shape. And there's a beautiful snowflake. Put a piece of thread through one of the pointy things, like so, and you can hang them from your ceiling and do whatever you want with them. So that's that. Enjoy making your snowflakes.